Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Wanted to make sure that this was actually recording, so I put 3 heys in there. Hey, it's a beautiful Sunday, sunny Sunday here where I am, so if the sun comes out, I'm gonna put my shades on. Yep, my cool shades. But listen, let's talk about Palantir. I know a lot of people cover Palantir, and I want to show some things that I see about Palantir. We know it's a war stock. Some people don't get down with Palantir. I understand it. It's your right. It's your call. You do what you plan on doing, but you can't tell other people what to do. I'm just showing you guys what I noticed and what I'm doing with Palantir, okay? So you got a lot of Palantir people that are just so bullish all the time, all on. And I will tell you right out of the gate that Palantir is a position that I have a lot of. I was up over 100K in Palantir at one time. That's how much profit I had. And I let some of that slip, but I'm not gonna let that happen before. Palantir is a lot like XRP in the case that it's a fan favorite. The danger in that is, just like you guys remember, on yesterday's video, if you didn't see it, I'll leave a link up there. I want you to see yesterday's video because I tell you when I'm buying back into XRP and to Bitcoin. So Palantir and XRP are both fan favorites, which means that they're just popular, but they both have use cases and great use cases. So XRP has a great use case. It's not just a meme. It's not a meme stock, a meme crypto at all. So XRP is not a meme crypto, but it is a fan favorite. And I looked you guys in the eye and told you it wasn't going to rise above $5. Well, it never even hit $5. And you had these people talking about, oh, it's going to hit $100 in 2025. Well, how did that work out for you? Okay. But I'm going to put some caution in Palantir, though I have a lot of it, and I'm going to be trimming some, and this may be controversial. Now, I know there's a lot of videos, you know, Palantir to the moon, Palantir to $1,000, but I do believe that Palantir will get back up to $200, but I do believe that there'll be a flush before a thrush, okay? And so we have to be careful. I just want to give you guys some things to consider. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Palantir will be reporting tomorrow, I believe Monday. And so we have to be careful in our entry point. So if you have it long-term, which most people have Palantir for a long-term play and not a swing trade, follow? And so if you're like me and you want just the best long-term position, then I want to raise some areas of concern, not just that, but I want to point, just like I did with XRP and Bitcoin on yesterday's video, I want to point to some opportunity and not just be in fear. I do believe that there is opportunity, and I do believe that there is a purchase price, which is better than the price it is today. Follow? So it's all about your entry price if you are long term. Now, that's what I want to talk about. So let's go into a video that I shot on yesterday, and then I'll see you at the end of this. So this is Palantir, guys. We could see Friday, the NASDAQ closed at 222. Palantir was up 3.5%, which was good at 144. That's where it closed. And it held in the post market, right? Now, just remember that tomorrow, Monday, is Palantir's earnings. And we don't know what the earnings is going to reveal to us. But let's just look at what it did for the week. Up, let's call that 2%. For the month, is down. Here's what I really want to point out. Palantir is down 19%-ish from the beginning of the year. We know that Palantir did run up above $200, and now we have pulled back, okay? And so we could see what's happening here. Now, I just want to go through a few things here. Look at the revenue. This is Palantir's rev. The revenue is doing well quarter over quarter. You see that? So we could see here December 2024, March 2025, June. You can see the blue line is revenue. The yellow line or the yellow bar is net income. What you want to see is this. So Palantir has been executing its earnings perfectly quarter over quarter. With the operating expense going down, you could see that EBITDA is a ridiculous amount of number as they continue to do more contracts and sign more people on. The question is, how long will this continue? There is no company, including Apple, that actually performs well consistently, because expectation keeps rising and at some point it's going to pull back. Now, I don't know what the future is going to hold, but tomorrow being earnings, I'm seeing long term that Palantir could come back down here to the 128-ish. When will that happen, or when could it happen? I'm not saying it will. That's if we go into another CapEx spend scare, meaning that these companies, these Mag 7 companies, have spent too much money on AI or CapEx expenditures. Okay, so capital expenditures. So when you hear the term CapEx, that's what they're talking about. And it's kind of funny to me because even though we're talking about it, they keep spending more and keep raising how much they're spending. And then the market pulled back. Here's what's interesting about Palantir. So it could pull back down here to 128-ish. This is just a guesstimation based on what I'm seeing. But tomorrow during earnings, I don't play earnings because to me, you're just guessing. I do believe tomorrow, Monday, we could hit these levels. We could drop down to 140, even in the pre-markets. But we will be trading live in Money Moves. Come join us, top link below. And it could run up to 148-ish. Now, there's levels in between. But tomorrow, we could hit this number 148. If it starts to run up, we could hit 140 if it starts to come down. But I do believe that if the market goes into risk off, that we could come all the way down to 128. Okay, that's what I believe. Now, here's what happened in last May. You know the term sell in May, go away. And that just simply means that the first 6 months of the year, you have the most gains. And the second 6 months of the year is when you have the less gains or less returns in the overall stock market. Well, here's what happened last May. Even Palantir got whacked. See here, it literally fell. It fell about 15%. So Palantir had a sell-off about 15%. But here's what's interesting, okay? So this is what makes Palantir just a loan shark, if you ask me. The last two scares was Liberation Day and the war. And in those two time frames, okay, Palantir actually went up while other stock were going down, right? So this move here was Liberation Day of 2025. Remember, May 7th was the bottom of the stock market, all right, when we had that drop. And what happened? So here's Liberation Day. Liberation Day started on the 2nd. Remember, the president didn't want it on the 1st. So May 2nd, that's April. May 2nd is actually when he had Liberation Day. So let's go to May 2nd right here. Let's go. That's April, May. So right here. So what happened? Because this is a military stock, it actually went up and it ran up. Let's do this. It spiked up. Palantir ran up 89% from the 7th of April, 2025 to May 2025. Look at that. 89% during Liberation. See that? So, and then if you take the war itself, it had another spike. Why? Because it's a military stock. So when the war actually began, it ran up even more. So what I'm saying to you guys is that you need to set a stop loss if you bought into Palantir late. Now, as you've seen, Palantir could come down to what, 128, and it could come down lower than that. But I do see it retracing 128 at some point. It's like Tesla when it went back down to 100. Remember, it spiked up above 200, then fell all the way back down to 100, and it was a psychological level of support. Just know that no company hits everything right quarter after quarter, though Palantir has been killing it. Palantir's last earnings, they smashed earnings. And what happened? It sold off, right? So before you say, oh no, to the moon, look at what it did. It still sold off. Now, the PE right now, it is expensive. And what it is it's priced to perfection. Palantir is priced to perfection. And I know some of you guys are going to come here, but you don't understand this and you don't understand that. I just pointed to you. I want you to, before you're ready to fire off, I want you to go back and look at this video, look at the charts, see what it did. We had the war, okay? The war that's still on. It was positive actually for Palantir because it's a defense play, right? Then we had the war on tariffs, which was a fiscal war. The tariffs was a fiscal war. What happened to Palantir? It absolutely mooned off of Liberation. Okay, remember Liberation Day was the 2nd last year of April, but the bottom of the market was the 7th, and then things started to come back. It was a V-shaped recovery. What happened to Palantir? It actually went up again, right? But the whole CapEx spin, risk off when everybody is running from stocks and taking profits, and then when a whale take profits, it causes it to fall, and even you and I go, I should take some off the table, and it also causes it to fall even more. Did the fundamentals of the stock change? No, but this is a popularity contest mixed in with a good company with good use case, but it is priced to perfection. So I gave you your levels to look for on Monday as far as swing trades or options. I will be trading live again in money moves, but long term, if the market becomes risk off, so I'm not saying it's coming down to 128, but if the markets go back to risk off in the short term, I do believe that we could fall all the way back down to 128. If they kill earnings and the market remains risk on, meaning the retail buyers are starting to buy the stock market overall, then I do believe that we will return to 200. I believe we'll return to 200 either way it goes. But just remember, I don't believe it's a straight line up. I believe that we could come down, find fair market value, and then come up. So what Larry is trying to do is I'm trying to buy more at the right price. Now, for those of you that are like me that have a lot already and you may be overweight, I'm not telling you what to do. So do not listen to me, what I'm about to say. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you what I'm doing with my portfolio. So don't come back and say, Larry told me to set a stop loss. Remember, I was up a couple of 100% in mine. So if it falls 10, 20% and I'm up 200%, I'm not in the same boat as someone that's only up 10% and it falls 20%. Follow? So if you up 10% and it falls 20%, then you're in trouble. If I'm up 200% and it falls 20%, I'm still good. So remember that when you ask questions and you make a decision based on what everyone else is doing, I want you to look at what your purchase price is and do your own due diligence and make a decision. My decision is I'm going to set a stop loss. And I'm going to set a stop loss on most of my Palantir. That's my bold statement. And if it triggers, even after earnings, if it does trigger, I'm simply going to look for re-entry at a better price, because Palantir is a fan favorite, just like XRP is. The downside of that is a lot of people lose a lot of money chasing fan favorites. Yes, they have a great use case. Yes, Palantir is a real company, real earnings. I just showed you guys, real use case, but there's a fair value price that you need to pay for it, just like XRP. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. Listen, I'm going to do my inspiration in 2 minutes. And that is, if you read the good book, and when Jesus called Peter to walk on the water, right? And he said, keep your eyes focused on me, walk on water. Just remember this, guys. He was literally walking on water. He didn't get in the water and start sinking. He was literally walking on water. Why? His focus and his faith was on 10. And then at some point, because of the waves and the currents were battering against him, fear creeped in and he got his eye off of the prize, which was Jesus. He got his eye off of the mark. What I'm saying to you is trust the process and move forward on your plan. What I'm saying to you is have faith, take faith. Even in your faith, have faith. When you're going through and when the waves are just slapping against you, I had a lot of waves. I had businesses that I was fighting for. I had great loss. My brother, my mother, my father, I had great waves to come and push me around. And some would say, how could you believe in God when he taking your loved ones away? But I'm focused. And I know one day I got to check out of here, but I'm focused. My face is fixed. My focus is fixed. I got my eyes focused on God, and I know that one day that it will all be okay. I believe that my ladder shall be greater, and I'm encouraging you to stay focused and stay fixed. Trust the process. I know that some of you are going through some things going on right now. I know that this video is going to be a little longer. Mother's Day is coming up, and some of you guys are going to be in the same spot that I am. Everyone else is celebrating their mother, and you and I will be at a gravesite. And some of you will be at home crying. I get it. I'm with you. But I want you to have faith, focus, and fix your eyes on someone that's greater than you, and that's God Almighty. Okay, so that is my inspiration, and I'm gonna just shove that in right here at the end, because at the end we shall win. We're gonna win here on earth before heaven. That's what we're gonna do, and that's what this family is all about, named Stock Up. Okay, so that's me, Stock Up with Larry Jones. This is how we get down. I love this platform, YouTube. I love the freedom to be me here on YouTube, and a lot of you should be having your own YouTube page. Okay, that's what I had to say today. I'm just gonna chill. All right, I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow in Money Moves, and if you're not with us, hit the top link below and come join us. Live, love, laugh, and learn.